Hello, I'm Liam from Somerset Live, and we're here to run through the top stories from the Yeovil and South Somerset area in the past week. We're just going to start by going through the local editions of the Western Gazette, which we guys do as well. I'm here with my colleague Thomas.
Hi there.
And he's going to show you the Yeovil front page first of all, out today of course.
So this is Yeovil, and a lot of you may be aware that the MFA Bowl in the town has closed in the past week. Quite a sort of shock closure there, and so it's, the headline is "Moves to find tenant after shock closure."
Yeah, obviously big news for Yeovil. We'll come back to that and discuss that a bit more. Now this is the Crewe, Chard and Ilminster edition of the paper, and that leads on an update in the investigation into the fire at Parnham House over the Easter weekend earlier this year. Obviously a very well known local building which sadly burnt to the ground. So updates on that are available. And then in the Wincanton, Castle Carey, Bruton and Gillingham edition, just if you can read that headline there guys, it's a court story where some people were found guilty of a firebomb attack, but they didn't get a prison term for that. Okay, so running into the top 5 news stories from the somersetlive.co.uk website, I believe the very most popular Yeovil story of the week in terms of the number of people that read it was about a garage in Yeovil, Tom, which you wrote.
Yes, that was Yeovil Audi. The garage owner and 5 MOT testers there have been given 28-day testing bans for failing to test diesel vehicle emissions. The DVSA visited there in April and found that 49 vehicles hadn't been tested for diesel emissions.
Yeah, so that one really struck a chord with our readers. And then the second most popular story in our area that we cover was about a tea room. And again, Mr. Malloy, Thomas, he wrote that one.
Nice positive story here. A Somerset tea room in Hinton St George called Dorothy's has just been named, has just won Best Afternoon Tea in the Country.
I love a scone. Do you love a scone?
Yeah, lovely. Nice little afternoon tea.
Can't go wrong with a scone.
Yeah.
So Dorothy's
jam first or cream first?
Well, that is the debate. I'm not sure we're going to go into it. I think it's too long, that debate. So that, yeah, do visit Dorothy's. Sounds like it's worth a visit. The third most popular story was the immediate story of MFA closing in Yeovil. We were there, I think, on Tuesday, September 26th. We were there in the evening. There were signs up announcing that they'd ceased trading. Since then, we've done lots of follow-up stories on this as well. So MFA they've promised us a statement several times since the closure. We've not had anything official from them yet on what's going to happen to you if you've booked a party there, whether you're going to get refunds. We have asked them that. What's going to happen to those people that work there who've presumably lost their jobs. We're not getting clear answers from the firm, but we are getting lots of opinions from you guys, so keep those coming in. Yeovil Youth Bowling Club I was speaking to yesterday, they're down to 8 members. They've had to go to Taunton. It's a long way to go, obviously, to keep your bowling going. And yeah, lots of other people getting in touch with their views on what should go in their next Hollywood Bowl, rival bowling firm. Have you ever been to Hollywood Bowl?
Never, I've never been.
There's one in Taunton. They've given us a no comment on whether or not they're interested in MFA at that site in Yeovil at the Yo Leisure Park. So they've not ruled it out, which is potentially good news. Probably the better news is that Savills, who market that site on the Yo Leisure Park on behalf of Yo Leisure Park's owners, they've said there are several interested parties when it comes to moving in a potential new business there. So watch this space. We'll bring that news to you as soon as we can get confirmation from them. And then the 5th most popular story in Yeovil and the surrounding areas this week was regarding a premises on the Queedam shopping centre, which again, our friend Thomas Malloy wrote that one.
Yes, so planning permission has now been granted for 2 shops in the Queedam to be sort of merged together. So that's the former Costa and the former Whittards. So it's just
very near to that empty BHS store.
Yeah, very near to the BHS as well. And so there's just a lot of speculation about what that could be at the moment, really. It's been given permission to be an A2 property, which is cafes or restaurants. So.
Okay, fantastic. And finally, one other popular story this week in Yeovil has been that the South Somerset District Council have purchased the M&S building on Middle Street.
Yes.
A bit of a surprise one, that. They've explained the reasons why to us. If you go on somersetlive.co.uk and you go to the In Your Area section and find Yeovil, you will find those stories on M&S. The council are basically saying that they're getting less money from the government, so they need to make their own money. M&S will now effectively pay them rent, and they hope to be able to invest in the empty shops like BHS maybe in the future. They haven't ruled that out. They're basically trying to get into a position where they've got enough income to be able to help with town centre regeneration. Right, so just to finish off this little video, we've got one very serious story which we're going to warn you about, which the police yesterday October the 4th released this rather, and I do apologise for the quality of the CCTV image, but it's CCTV showing a man who has apparently approached 2 separate teenage girls on separate incidents in Yeovil Town Centre. Police want to speak to this man. They're not saying whether this is the man that they're looking for who has committed these offences, but they want to speak to this man to help them find out who has. So that's obviously one to be aware of, particularly if you're a parent in Yeovil Town Centre. And then we're going to finish with probably the weirdest story of the week, which I know that, Tom, you went out to this particular incident. So here's a picture of some rather bad damage to some cars on a street in Yeovil this week. And it just seemed very bizarre how this damage came about, Tom.
Yeah, well, I went out to Westfield Road, and as you can see, there were 3 cars still there. It looked like they'd been sort of hit by something, windows smashed. There was in fact at least 5 cars involved. The police have told us that it was a road traffic collision, and some of the cars involved were parked cars, so bit of a mystery, that one. We're not quite sure what happened there. So
yeah, I mean, if we do manage to find out more about that, we'll bring it to you as soon as we can. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. We'll bring you more good, bad and weird news stories next time. As I said, do go to somersetlive.co.uk and the In Your Area tab for all the Yeovil and South Somerset news you could possibly want.